Welcome to one more video on Quesponse YouTube channel, and in this video I will be discussing about 5 important concepts of Azure which look very obvious when you see the first time. So first time when you see these concepts you'll say like, oh, I know it, right? But then when you go internally into it, you will find that they have quite of a thing which you should understand when you create Azure resources. So the first concept is a geography, the second concept is a region, the third concept is availability set, and then availability zoned, right? So 5 important concepts: geography, region, set, availability zone, and availability set. And very quickly, if you're new to Azure, down in my description I have links from where you can quickly get started with Azure. So if you're new to Azure, you can start with my Azure step by step. In case you want to go and apply for certification of AZ900, I have a video for the same down below. And in case you want to do AZ204, even for the same, I have a video, right? So down in my description, please go and see those videos, which are more in depth about how to get started with Azure, right? But in this video, my focus is on these 5 concepts. So let us get started. So first thing at the top, we have geography. A geography is nothing but the physical boundary of a country, the physical map of the country, right? So we can have here US, we can have here, India, Nepal, Bangladesh, and so on, right? Inside geography, we have regions. So for example, inside India, we can have region which is Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore. So we have geography and we have regions. So this is region 1, this is region 2, this is region 3. And as per Azure documentation, these regions, have to be like 100 miles apart, for DR. So for a proper DR, these regions, should be 100 miles apart, right? So if something happens bad in Mumbai, you can just shift to Pune. If something happens in Pune, you can shift to Bangalore. Then inside a region, you have a concept of zones. So for example, let's say in Mumbai, you can have zones. So first we have geography, then we have regions, then we have zones. So you can have one zone which is probably in Bandra, just I'm saying, right? So this is zone 1. Right, you can have another zone which is probably in Vashi, so that is zone 2, right? And in these zones, you have your actual data center. So for example, here you will have an actual physical building, and inside this physical building, you will have your racks. So you can have racks out here, and inside these racks actually sits your machines. Right. So we have geography at the top, then we have regions. Inside regions we have zones, and zones have the actual data center, right? So this is how the physical infrastructure, or internally the physical infrastructure of Azure is. So if you go to the Azure website, so you can see here, I'm just flashing here Azure Speed Information / Azure Geography. Geographies. If you go out here, you can see here, this is the geography. So for example, you can see here India. So India has 3 regions at this moment, which is Central India, which is Pune, Chennai, and Mumbai, right? And then inside these regions, you will have the zones. So inside these regions, you will have the zones, right? So you have geography, you have regions, and then you have zones. Now remember that when you talk about regions, what Azure has done is they have created a primary region and a paired region, right? So for example, if you see here, let's say if you say India out here, there is Central India and it has been paired with South India, and then we have West India, it is again paired with South India. So this paired region is nothing but, it is for the DR purpose. If something happens in this region bad, we can just go and shift to the other region. So the physical infrastructure or the thought process is geography, regions, and zones. Now please note that whenever you are using the Azure portal, you will never see geography as such until you are talking about Azure Sovereign. So until you're talking about Azure Sovereign Cloud, where we have a separate cloud for China, we have a separate cloud for Germany or US, that is, to just ensure to follow the rules and regulations of the country, or else, you won't really see this geography as such anywhere. You will normally be dealing with regions. So normally in your drop downs you will see regions and zones, but you will not really see geography anywhere, right? So for example, now let us say if I go ahead here and if I try to create any kind of a resource out here, so let me just show you. So if I go here and say that I want to go and create a virtual machine, so I will see only regions, but I won't see geography as such. So for example, here is a virtual machine out here. So if you go out here, you will see that we see regions out. You can see this is a region, right? So I can go and I can say I'm looking for South India, and then you will see, then automatically he will actually put you into a zone, right? So that zones you don't really have to select. He will just put you into one of the data centers. So geography, region, zones, and then the data centers. So now that you have the understanding of the whole infrastructure model, we need to understand two more important concepts here. One is the availability set and the another one is the availability zone. Both of these things, availability set and availability zone, is all about that if one machine goes down, then how quickly we can go and recover the other machine, right? How we can quickly start on operation on another machine. If one zone goes down or one data center building goes down, then how quickly we can switch to another zone, right? So it is all about achieving that SLA of 99.999% uptime, right? So now this is our data center out here inside a zone, and this is rack 1, assume this is rack 2, right? Now let's say that you have this data center is properly designed, so the top rack 1 has a different power supply, it has a complete dedicated hardware which is separate. Let's say assume that the rack 2 also has a dedicated hardware, right? Now if something bad happens in this machine out here, you can go and you can create a plan which will say that just go and switch to the another rack into some other machine. This is termed as availability set. An availability set is nothing but wherein when something happens bad in one machine, you can quickly go and you can switch to another machine, but everything is there in the same data center, it is in the same building, right? So availability set is all about what you call your fault tolerance mechanism or a high availability mechanism, which is on the same data center. But now let us say for some reason if this zone itself has a problem, if this data center itself has a problem, then you would like to go and switch to a different zone out here. This is called as an availability zone. This is termed as an availability zone, right? So availability set is all about having redundancy inside the same building, and availability zone is all about having redundancy across different data centers, right? So if you go and if you see out here, you will see that when you select a region, for example, I have selected US West, you will see that there is an availability set and there is availability zone, right? So if I go and say availability zone out here, he says that which one of them. So there is zone 1, zone 2. Here they have not given names as such, but there are these are different buildings internally, right? Now remember that availability zone and availability set is not available everywhere. So for example, let us say if I select, let's say India, I'm just saying, let's say I select South India, right? You will see out here that there isn't any availability zones, right? So you can see here there is an availability set, but you don't see any availability zone as such, right? And please note that we already had a backup region. So regions are already there internally. There is always a pad region. For example, in India, let's say now if I take Central India, let's take Central India. So let's take Central India. Central India. Let's take Central India. So if I take Central India out here, you will see that we don't have availability zone. So must be that this is the only one data center which is available out there. If I select availability set, that means it is in the same rack. But now you would say that, okay, what if something happens bad in that region? If something happens bad in that whole region, then please note that you have a pad region, remember? Now this pad region will automatically switch. So example here in Central India, something bad happens, it will just go and switch to South India, right? So very quickly revising, we have geography, we have regions, we have zones, and inside the zones we have availability set and availability zones, right? So very quickly trying to draw a very simplified diagram out here once again. So at the top we have geography, then we have regions, then we have zones. So we can have zone 1, you can have zone 2. Inside zones we have our actual building, which is data center, and then we have rack 1, and then we have rack 2, must be just example, right? When one of the machine fails in one of the racks, you can go and you can switch to another machine on the same data center, which is termed as an availability set. You can go and you can switch between the zones, which is termed as the availability zone. You can go and you can switch between multiple regions, which is termed as the pad region. Remember, this pad region happens automatically, because when you say that something bad has happened in a region, that means it is catastrophe, right? If one machine fails or a building fails, must be, there is a power supply problem or something, right? But when a region fails, that means something is serious out there. So over there, they have not given an option as such, but they will automatically try to up that region into some another region. So that means that you can think about this pad region is like a DR plan, while this availability set is all about fault tolerance. Remember, please go and see the video of the high availability and fault tolerance and DR plan. So so some of the things are automatic, and some of the things you have to do it manually, right? So the pad region, the region kind of issue is automatic, but the other ones like the zones and the sets, you have to select it. So that brings us to the end of this session, and very quickly I want to just make a point out here. One is that I am uploading videos on my QuestPoint YouTube channel. At the same time, I am also coming live on Sunday or Saturday. So you can see here that the last Sunday I talked about JavaScript closures. Before that I talked about Azure for beginners. We had Jinal sir who was talking about Node.js. We had something about software architecture training. We took static versus singleton. So you can see here, like every week I come online on this channel and I take some topic out there which which can be useful in terms of growing your knowledge. At the same time, I'm uploading videos, and please don't forget to visit my official website questpoint.com, where I have been uploading videos for my whole life. So keep in touch and happy learning. Thank you.